In this video tutorial, we show you how to start up the ELECROW ESP32 7.0 Inch HMI display using the Arduino IDE. This tutorial is designed to provide clear guidance to both beginners and experienced users who want to integrate this impressive display into their projects. We will walk you through the initial setup steps and demonstrate a simple program to use the display panel effectively, ensuring you have all the information you need to get started. First, you'll need to locate the Arduino IDE on your computer. The Arduino IDE is the integrated development environment used to write, upload, and manage code for Arduino boards and compatible devices. Look for the IDE icon on your desktop or find it in your Applications folder. Once located, double-click the icon to open the application. Once the Arduino IDE is open, you'll interact with its user interface to configure the software for your ESP32 board. Begin by clicking on File found in the top menu bar. This action will reveal a drop-down menu. From this menu, select Preferences. By doing this, you will access the Preferences window where essential configurations can be made. In the Preferences window, look for the section labeled Additional Board URLs. This is where you can specify additional board types for the Arduino IDE to recognize. If there's already a URL listed, you can easily add a new one. Simply place a comma at the end of the existing URL, and then you can enter the new link. The exact URL needed for the ESP32 board manager can be obtained from the Espressif website. It's important to use the stable release link, as this ensures that you're downloading the most reliable version of the board definitions. This URL will enable the Arduino IDE to access the ESP32 platform and its libraries. After entering the URL, be sure to click OK in the bottom right corner of the Preferences window. This action will save your changes and close the window. Now, you are all set to proceed with the installation of the ESP32 board in the Arduino IDE. After these configurations, you can move on to the next steps in the video where we will guide you through selecting the ESP32 board type, installing the necessary libraries, and writing your first program to control the HMI display. To ensure you're using the latest features and improvements for the ESP32, you need to update the ESP32 package in the Arduino IDE. Start by opening the Board Manager, click on Tools, hover over Board, and select Board Manager from the drop-down menu. In the Board Manager window, use the search bar at the top right corner to type ESP32, which will filter the results to show related entries. Look for the entry labeled ESP32 by Espressif Systems to ensure you're selecting the official package. Once you've located the correct ESP32 entry, check for an Update button next to the package version. If an update is available, click this button to initiate the update process. The IDE will automatically download and install the latest version of the ESP32 package. After the installation is complete, verify that the latest version number is displayed next to the package, indicating that your ESP32 software is now up to date and ready for use in your projects. To get started with a demo simple program for the ELECROW ESP32 HMI display, you can download the relevant files from a GitHub repository. Begin by opening your web browser and searching for CROW Panel ESP32 display course file. This search should lead you to the GitHub page containing the demo files specifically designed for the ESP32 display. Once on the GitHub page, look for the option to download a zip file of the repository. Click on the Code button, then select Download Zip. Save the zip file to your computer. After the download is complete, locate the zip file in your Downloads folder, right-click on it, and select Extract All to unzip the contents. Once extracted, you will find various folders containing sample programming code, categorized by display size and version. These files will include both simple and more advanced code examples that you can use to start programming your display effectively. After extracting the downloaded folder, navigate to the Code subfolder. Inside this folder, you will find various version folders. Open the folder corresponding to the latest version, and then select the folder labeled Lesson 1. This lesson contains the code specifically written to demonstrate a basic counter increment, which is a useful test for verifying that your setup is functioning correctly. In the Lesson 1 code, the program is designed to output the increment counter value to the serial monitor only. This means that it will not display any information on the ESP32 panel itself. Rather, you will observe the output in the Arduino IDE serial monitor. To see the counter increment in action, ensure that your ESP32 board is connected and correctly configured, then upload the code. Before you can compile and upload your code to the ELECROW ESP32 7.0 Inch HMI display, it's crucial to ensure that all board settings are correctly configured within the Arduino IDE. Start by opening the IDE and going to the Tools menu. In this menu, you'll find the Board section, where you need to select ESP32 Dev module. This selection is important because it aligns the IDE with the specifications of your ESP32 display, ensuring all code and libraries are compatible with the hardware you are using. Once you have selected the correct board type, the next step involves adjusting some additional settings pertinent to memory and application structure. Look for the PSRAM option in the Tools menu and change its setting to OPI SRAM. This configuration is crucial for applications that require more memory than what is available on the main chip, allowing your programs to run more efficiently, especially when handling graphics or larger data sets. Following this, you will also need to configure the partition scheme. In the Tools menu, locate this option and set it to Huge App, 3 MB. This particular partition scheme allows for a larger application space, enabling your code to utilize more resources and perform optimally on the ESP32. Selecting the right partition scheme is essential for developers who wish to maximize the capabilities of the ESP32, especially when working with HMI displays. Finally, ensure that you select the correct USB port that corresponds to your ESP32 board. This step is critical for establishing a connection between your computer and the display panel. Make sure that the USB data cable is securely plugged in, connecting the display panel to one of the USB ports on your PC. After confirming that all these settings, the board type, PSRAM, partition scheme, and USB port, are correctly configured, you are ready to compile and upload your code to the display. This setup ensures a smooth programming experience and enhances interaction with the display panel. After successfully compiling the code without any errors, you can proceed to upload it to the ESP32 display panel. Click the Upload button in the Arduino IDE, and once the code is uploaded successfully, you will be ready to check the output. An essential step after uploading is to open the serial monitor in the Arduino IDE, which can be found under the Tools menu or by clicking the magnifying glass icon in the top right corner of the IDE. Once the serial monitor is open, set the baud rate to 9600. This setting matches the baud rate specified in your Lesson 1 code, ensuring that you can correctly receive and view the output from the ESP32. As the code runs, you should see the counter incrementing in the serial monitor, confirming that the program is functioning as intended. This output indicates that both the display panel and the Arduino IDE have been configured correctly, allowing for successful communication between the two. With confirmation of the counter increment successfully displayed, you are now ready to advance to Lesson 2 of your tutorial. This next lesson will guide you through displaying simple text and graphics on the ESP32 HMI display. You'll begin to explore the capabilities of the display panel, including formatting text, colors, and basic graphics. To continue your learning with the ELECROW ESP32 7.0 Inch HMI display, you'll want to load the second lesson from the downloaded code. Begin by navigating to the Code subfolder within the previously extracted folder. Inside this folder, look for the subfolder labeled Lesson 2. Within the Lesson 2 folder, you will find a subfolder specifically named 7-inch display. Open this folder to access the simple GUI code designed for the 7-inch display. This code will contain example sketches and resources that demonstrate how to create basic graphical user interfaces on the ESP32 display. Take your time to review the code and understand how it operates, as it will serve as a foundation for creating your own GUI elements, such as text fields and images, on the display panel. By experimenting with the provided code, you can enhance your skills in programming the ESP32 and utilizing its display functionalities effectively. In the main code for the 7-inch display, you will encounter a configuration file named gfx_sonf. This file is essential for setting up the display parameters specific to your board size. To configure the display size for your ELECROW ESP32 HMI display, you need to make certain adjustments within this file. Open the gfx_sonf file in your code editor, and locate the section that defines the display sizes. You will typically find lines indicating the options available for different display sizes. To select the 7-inch display size, ensure that the line #define_panel_70 is uncommented by removing the // at the beginning of that line. This change allows the code to recognize and utilize the settings specific to the 7-inch display. If there's a line defining the 5-inch display, such as // #define_panel_50, ensure it remains commented out by keeping the // intact. After making these adjustments, save the changes to the gfx_sonf file. To utilize the features of the ELECROW ESP32 HMI display in your project, it's necessary to install the LovianGFX library, as this library provides the graphical functions needed for display operations. Here's how to install it through the Arduino IDE. First, open the Arduino IDE and navigate to the Library Manager. You can access this by clicking on Sketch in the top menu, then selecting Include Library followed by Manage Libraries. In the Library Manager window, you'll find a search bar in the top right corner. Type LovianGFX into this search bar to locate the library. Once you've found the LovianGFX library in the search results, click on the entry to highlight it. You will see an Install button appear. Click this button to install the library. Wait for the installation process to finish, ensuring the library is successfully added to your Arduino IDE environment. In addition to the LovianGFX library, you also need to install the PCA9557 library to ensure your code works properly with the ELECROW ESP32 7.0 Inch HMI display. Fortunately, this library is already included in the downloaded folder you obtained earlier. To proceed, locate the folder named PCA9557 within the Files subfolder of your downloaded code. Once you've found the PCA9557 folder, copy it to your clipboard. Now, navigate to the Arduino Libraries folder on your computer. This folder is typically located in your Documents directory under Arduino/Libraries. If you can't find it there, you can check the Arduino IDE preferences for the specific path to the Libraries folder. After navigating to the correct Libraries folder, paste the PCA9557 folder into this directory. Once the folder is properly placed, restart the Arduino IDE to ensure that it recognizes the new library. After restarting, you should be able to include the PCA9557 library in your sketches and access its functionality for your HMI display project. You're now ready to begin coding with both the LovianGFX and PCA9557 libraries. To finalize the setup for your ESP32 project, it's crucial to select the correct board and configurations in the Arduino IDE. Start by navigating to the Tools menu, where you will select Board. From the list of available boards, choose ESP32 S3 Dev Module to ensure you are working with the appropriate board type for your display. Next, locate the PSRAM option in the Tools menu and set it to OPI SRAM. This adjustment is vital for applications that require additional memory, enhancing the performance and functionality of your setup. Following the PSRAM configuration, find the Partition Scheme option in the Tools menu and set it to Huge App, 3 MB. This particular partition scheme provides ample space for your applications, ensuring they run efficiently on the ESP32 without memory constraints. Lastly, Ensure that you have selected the correct USB port corresponding to your connected ESP32 board. It's important to verify that the USB data cable is securely plugged into both your computer and the ESP32 display panel, establishing a reliable connection for programming. Before you compile the code, you may want to customize the displayed text. Locate the line in the code that reads TFT. Print, Hello, ELECROW, and modify it to reflect whatever message you'd like to show on the display. Once these configurations and changes have been made, you can proceed to compile the code within the Arduino IDE. Ensure there are no errors during the compilation process, as this will confirm that everything is set up correctly. If the compilation is successful, click the Upload button in the IDE to upload your code to the ESP32 display panel. After the upload is completed, you will be ready to check the output either in the serial monitor or directly on the display itself. This will confirm that your setup is fully functional and working as intended, showcasing the message you specified, just as demonstrated in the tutorial video. For further clarification, we dive deeper into these features in the upcoming segments of this video series. If you found this video informative, we would be grateful for your support by liking, sharing, or subscribing to our channel. Your engagement enables us to create more content and offer valuable resources to our viewers. Every act of support truly means a lot to us. Thank you for being part of our community.